Welcome. If you're trying to quickly get a handle on today's market action and, the economic signals without feeling totally swamped, you're in the right place. Today we're doing a deep dive into Grok Trade's stock market summary for April 15th, 2025. Think of this as your fast track to the key takeaways: stocks, economy, crypto, commodities, the works.
Sounds good. Let's jump right in. Grok Trade summary, it usually gives us a pretty solid picture. Starting with the stock market, what caught your eye there?
Well, after things being so choppy lately, today felt like maybe a welcome breather. The S&P 500 dipped a bit, down 0.3%. The Dow Jones was also off maybe 0.4%.
Yep.
But interestingly, the NASDAQ and the Russell 2000 actually squeaked out small gains, like 0.1% each. So kind of mixed signals, yeah.
Definitely mixed. And something Grok Trade flagged, which I thought was interesting, was these inside candles on the daily charts
Okay.
for SPY, DIA, and QQQ.
Inside candles. Remind me, that's when today's price range is totally inside yesterday's range.
Exactly. The highs is lower than yesterday's high, and the low is higher than yesterday's low. It often signals, indecision, consolidation, like the market's taking a pause, maybe building energy before the next move or down. It's a pattern worth watching.
Okay, consolidation makes sense after the recent swings. Did Grok Trade mention anything else on the charts, like resistance levels?
Yes, they did. They pointed out some new potential resistance trend lines forming for the S&P, SPY, and the NASDAQ, QQQ. Think of these like ceilings the price might struggle to break through immediately.
Got it, hurdles.
And another thing, the NASDAQ is sort of testing its 20-day moving average right now. That average price over the last month or so, it's often a key support or resistance spot. How it behaves around that level, whether it bounces off and breaks through, could give us clues for the near term.
Okay, so keep an eye on that 20-day for the NASDAQ. So stocks are kind of waiting. What about the bigger economic picture? Anything major from Grok Trade there?
Not really major news today. Grok Trade called it cautious stability. There wasn't any big economic data dumps, so investors are still focused on things like trade policy, digesting last week's tariff noise.
Right, that hasn't gone away, so the market's looking ahead.
Pretty much. Looking for this big catalyst. Grok Trade mentioned everyone's sort of waiting for the upcoming inflation and employment numbers. Those are usually the big market movers, giving a sense of the economy's real health and what the Fed might do.
Ah, yes, the inflation and jobs reports. Always crucial. Okay, shifting gears slightly. What about crypto? Bitcoin specifically.
Bitcoin saw a little dip, down about 0.7% according to the summary. But the interesting part, as Grok Trade noted, is that it's still holding above a recent resistance level it broke through.
So it broke resistance, dipped slightly, but hasn't fallen back below it.
Exactly. It suggests maybe buyers are still around defending that level.
Yeah.
Less like a reversal, more like pausing, indecision, similar to the stock market maybe.
Interesting parallel. Okay, and finally, commodities, gold and silver.
The traditional safe havens. They actually did pretty well today. Gold, GLD, was up about 0.5%, and silver, SLV, ticked up slightly too, 0.1%.
Okay, so a bit of a flight to safety maybe? Or just continue to peel given the uncertainties?
Yeah, could be a bit of both. It definitely reinforces their role when the market feels a little unsure, doesn't it?
It does. So let's recap quickly. Stocks are mixed, showing consolidation patterns. The economy's quiet, but waiting on big data. Bitcoin's pausing above a key level, and precious metals are gaining. Quite a bit to track. And, for listeners wanting to get deeper into things like chart patterns, technical analysis, managing risk, Grok Trade does have that mentorship program they mentioned. Could be useful context for navigating all this.